Hi, I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach all over the world about parenting, good communication, and how to build strong family bonds through the lens of the principle self-government. And in this video, we're going to be talking about subjective versus objective parenting. In this video, we're going to talk about subjective versus objective parenting and how parents do it, what subjective and objective parenting do to children, and how parents can improve their parenting. So what is subjective? Subjective is when a person bases their thoughts or opinions or their actions upon feelings or bias or other people's opinions. They're heavily influenced by the opinions of others. So think follow the crowd, okay? Follow the crowd. One person gets emotional, that means another person is going to feel the same emotion, carry that emotion on, or maybe even counter that emotion. That's what a subjective parent would do. So what about objective? Objective is when a person is not easily influenced by what other people are doing or saying or feeling or emoting. A person who is objective is a person who's going to look at all of the facts. They're going to stay in the front part of their brain, and they are going to choose to consider carefully what they've seen and what they know needs to happen. And then they are going to point the people in the right direction. So they're going to focus on finding facts and truth as opposed to following emotion. So an objective parent has a plan. They consider carefully, they maintain calmness, and they are able to point their children confidently in a good direction. So what happens when a parent is subjective to a child? When a parent parents subjectively, what that means is the parent is going to be probably emotional. Maybe they're emotionally worn out. Maybe they're emotionally aggressive. Maybe they're just feeling like they're being attacked emotionally. There's a lot of different places that parent could be coming from, but they are going to take that emotion that they are feeling coming from the child, or maybe from other people around them. Maybe it's overwhelm even. They might feel stressed or overwhelmed, and they're going to take whatever they're feeling in the minute and they're going to load it onto the child or remove themselves from the equation entirely. So some parents who are subjective are very aggressive parents. They might be militant or authoritarian type parents. But then some people who are subjective parents might be very passive and be pushing back and saying, I don't know if I can deal with this. I think, hopefully it will go away, or hopefully somebody else will take care of the problem. Some of those modern progressive or very passive tendencies that some parents have are also based off being very subjective. Now, oftentimes parents think it's fine to base their parenting on whatever they're feeling or doing in the minute, because they also think that it's okay for their children to behave the same way. But what happens to the child? I mean, the parent feels like it's World War III all the time, or they need a retreat all the time. They feel entitled. What happens to the child? Well, the child ends up feeling entitled too. The child ends up thinking that everything is happening to them all the time. So they either become combative or they become a victim, right? So then we get the whininess, the passiveness, or we get the child who's in your face. No, you can't tell me this. And they're starting to question your authority and push against your parental authority, which then brings your family into a state of dysfunction. I have 3 books. Well, I have actually written 11 books, but these are 3 of the 11 books that can actually help with this problem. So this book, Popular Parenting Methods, talks about how the different parenting styles are affecting the children. Okay, so and there's 3 different parenting styles. Some people are a combination between these styles, but you get to see, oh, we're having that problem with our children. Oh, here is probably why. And it does help husband and wife get on the same page as well. And then this book here, Roles, talks about how to keep your family relationships in a functional state, how to keep everybody maintaining their proper family role. And I'm not talking about responsibilities here, because anybody can go to work or do the dishes. I'm talking about who you really are to each other in the family and who your children are too. This is a great story that helps teach that. So this is going to help improve the function in your home. If people know their roles and live them, then they maintain more functionality as well. And then this book here, Parenting a House United, helps parents and children have the same language for problem solving that helps keep them in the prefrontal cortex. So all of the things, you understanding what your options are with the parenting, the different parenting styles, and is it subjective or objective? That's going to be in this book. That's going to help you. Roles, who you are in the family, and how to strengthen those relationships. This is going to help you stop being emotional, hopefully. And then this book, Parenting a House United, which is going to give you all of the skills and principles that you need in order to solve the problems in a calm and effective manner. That is going to be life-changing. It gets the whole family on the same page with all of their behaviors and everything. And you can find these books at teachingselfgovernment.com. So go to teachingselfgovernment.com and pick these up. Okay, so now let's go ahead and talk about more things that you can do to be hopefully the better version of a parent that you want to be. So in contrast to the subjective parent, the objective parent stays in their prefrontal cortex. They have a plan. They say, okay, I need to stay in this place so I can solve problems, so I can think things through. If I go to my amygdala in the middle of the brain, sure, I'm going to care about all these other people, but I'm going to care so much that I'm going to get drained all the time. So I've got to stay front brain, even though I can also be caring at the same time as I am front brained. I just don't have to be stuck in the middle. When I'm midbrain, I don't have as much capacity to think front brain. So this is an important thing that we need to recognize about our brain function. The objective parent is going to be describing what's happening instead of reacting to what's happening. And it looks very different. So when you are correcting a problem as a subjective parent, then you might say something like, "Oh, not again. What were you thinking?" But if you are correcting a problem as an objective parent and you are in your front brain instead of your mid-emotional center, your front brain, prefrontal cortex, cognitive brain function going on here in front brain, then what you are going to do when you need to correct a problem is you're going to say, what just happened there? Am I calm? Am I ready to handle the situation? You're going to be saying these things inside your head, and then you're going to say, yes. Now, what is it that I'm going to say? You plan your words out because you already know them. You've got skills to handle it, and they're all in that Parenting a House United book. So then you say, okay, step number 1 is describe the situation. So I'm going to say, just now I gave you an instruction, and remember, you know the 5 steps to following an instruction. You're supposed to look at the person, keep a calm face, voice, and body, say okay or ask to disagree appropriately, do the task immediately, and then check back. But what you didn't do is you didn't keep a calm face, voice, and body. Since you chose not to keep a calm face, voice, and body, then you have chosen to earn an extra chore, okay? And then the child accepts that. Then you move into a training phase, which is the second half of a correction. You can learn all of those things in that book, Parenting a House United. A person who is objective knows what to say. They start describing what happened, what should have happened, what you've earned, where we go from here. That's what an objective parent does. They learn the skills that they need for success so that they don't end up stuck saying those emotional things again and again. Objective parents also want to take time to get the whole family on the same page. This means that they're going to take some time to have some deliberate conversations individually with their children, individually with their spouse, and as an entire family group. I call these meetings. So we have family meeting, couples meeting, and individual mentor meeting every single week in our family. These journals that I've created help you have a place to record all of your meeting notes. So as you solve problems as a family, talk about your scheduling as a family, get people taking ownership of their own day, time, and education, and their relationships as a family, you record everything in these places. When we deliberately take time to have the meetings, We have certain rules for how we govern the meetings to make sure they go well. I don't have time to go into all those right now. But as we do that, and as we record the meetings and make them official, then we take more responsibility for our relationships. We also are better planned for the future. This keeps us in the front brain, which then makes us more objective. These meetings are a great time to go over the facts, to assess what it is that's happening and what should be happening. We talk about goals and we point the family in the right direction. That's a very objective parenting thing to do. If you've enjoyed this video, I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy my next video, which is actually a full class dedicated to helping you overcome some of those traps in your communications and your relationships that you might not recognize you're falling into. The video is called The Expectation Trap versus the Cycle for Success. Click on the link to that video now. I'll see you there.